The term military analyst is not a legally protected term. It's not like doctor. It's more like economist. You know, any asshole can start calling themselves one and fart out a vaguely plausible opinion on the current situation.
Oh, geez, here we are. Can Boomer Cappy do this? Going to try and do a video response. I'm very reluctant to do video responses because of all the takedown, and it's the same music, and there's excerpts, and sure, there's fair use, but this guy actually did have a good video, and I have him linked below. And hey gang, we got a mystery on our hands. I didn't even listen to the whole thing. I'm listening to this guy. I said, I think he knows what he's doing. He's got an impressive subscribership. Like, I bet this guy knows what he's doing. But the title of his video is Why Millennial Teachers are Quitting Their Jobs. It's a Scooby-Doo mystery, gang. I can't figure it out. So we'll go through a little bit of it, and I'll pause it and thing along the way. Don't want copyright strike and all that other jazz. And hopefully it works. So I'm going to share this. This is as advanced as it gets for me, gang. This is as advanced as it gets.
Teachers have had enough. A year ago, I dropped a video titled Why Gen Z and Alpha Are Making Teachers Quit, and needless to say, that's one of the most popular videos on this channel. And in this video, we're revisiting this topic because, well, the teachers are still quitting.
I do want to interrupt or interlude here. Not only is that clickbait and something like that, anytime you say teachers are suffering in one way or another, all the teachers will come out, all of them, because they're always victims. They're never paid enough. It's, oh my God, well, Beauregard, I do declare that having a pension and 3 months off every summer is just too much for me. Somebody give me my fainted salts. You'll never, so it's expected it would do well because the teachers they just love, like, oh my God, we're so impressed. I'm going to share this with all my other teachers. So they'll do that. But facts, it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was shocked because the schools can't find enough teachers. And the number of teachers that drop out, it was a shocking, like 1 in 2. What? No joke. It may even be a majority of them. The majority of people who major in education don't stay in education. They might go work a little bit, but they don't stay teachers for long. And there is a no joke teacher shortage. Now, 1, the pay is not all that great. 2, no, I'm not going to listen to Marxist indoctrinated horse shit. 3, a lot of you don't know this, but depending on the state, most of them require an additional year of schooling to get your license. And then 4, yeah, you got to work with a bunch of leftists. 5, yes, it's going to be woke Marxist leftist girl boss horse shit. So you're not all getting promoted based on your ability. And the one thing I'll be sympathetic with the teachers, because I used to teach. I used to be a substitute teacher. I taught ballroom dance. I taught college. But in the public schools, as far as that's concerned, it is so bureaucratic. And it is led. I mean, if you think teachers are pretty dumb and lazy to begin with, wait till you get obedient conformist super teachers known as management, otherwise known as the principal and the vice principal, and all the other, in my day, principal, vice principal, teachers, maybe guidance counselor that say, you can major whatever you want, money will follow. Have you ever worked outside of school? No. That was every student counselor or guidance counselor. But that was it. There were like 3 managers. Everybody else was a teacher. I can't imagine the white collar managerial bloat they got in public schools nowadays. And when just trying to simply discipline the child when the child was acting out, and not even like atrocious behavior, just like, I gotta do something. You can't let that go unanswered. Dude, I'm not kidding. When I substitute taught, I got called to the principal's more often than I did when I was a kid. And I got called to the principal's office quite a few amount of times when I was a kid. And I just, from the bottom of my heart, not only in the role and experience as a student enduring principals, vice principals, and otherwise management, but then also being kind of an employee as well. Fuck you, principals. Fuck you, vice principals. Fuck you, managers. Fuck you. You're worse than corpos, man. Obedient little incompetent bureaucrats, small dick, small titted, mosquito bite tit bureaucrats. Fuck you. You don't know shit about teaching or managing. And just the amount of time where I'd be like, just send them to the office, or I'll send them to the office. What, you gotta control your schoolroom? I'm like, I'd like to if you'd let me, but then someone's going to the office. Someone's going to be seeing the principal. It's a 50-50 shot if it's me or the student. Oh, just a bunch of worthless fuckwits. I mean, and this was 20 years ago. Please homeschool your children. Please. If you love them, which most parents don't, we're going to get to that. Please homeschool your children, or at least replace the teachers with YouTube and AI. They can do just as good a job now. Your kids don't need teachers. They got YouTube. It's all the knowledge is on the internet. But with all that, yeah, I could totally see just bureaucratic shit alone. The leaders of schools. No, I can see why teachers are dropping out. It's not, you're not allowed to do your job. I get it. All the meetings and all, you got to have this, or you got to have your class plan. You got to have this. Oh, now we're going to have this meeting. We're going to, fuck you. I've seen banks more efficiently run than schools. But it is true. They're dropping out, and not irrationally so.
They're leaving in droves, and I want to see if anything's changed, if things got worse, and just get more of the perspectives of these teachers, because their voice really matters. Additionally, this video is completely separate from the recent news regarding the potential shutdown of the Department of Education. I have a video coming on that next week. We outline what's going on, who's saying.
Kind of I don't know what his bias is, but it looks like he's going in and covering it more from a traditional journalist point of view. Not Trump is
what's Trump's doing. We go through everything, so be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on that. Without further ado, let's dive right into this video.
This year has been extremely challenging for me. I'm not sure if, for those of you who are not in education, are aware of what's happening in schools, but it's not easy. I don't think people truly understand what teachers are going through.
Let me guess. You got horrific, unbehaved children. You have feral children. You have feral youth. Is that it? Like, I'm no Sherlock Holmes, man, but that's just where I'm going to go.
Lots of children are not told no at home.
Huh. Children are told no at home. Who is responsible for telling children no at home? I mean, my mom told me no a lot, but there was this other guy. What the hell was his name? Dad. That was his name. His name was Dad. And he told me no a lot more than my mom told me. I'm wondering if these kids got dads in the house. And if they do have dads in the house, which is a debatable question, how many of the dads got the balls to say no?
Which makes my job extremely difficult when it comes to having them hold accountability for their actions.
What was that? Accountability? Accountability. You want accountability in kids raised in broken homes, raised by unaccountable adults, or adults, shall I say. All right, okay, all right.
And their mistakes and following directions.
There's a lot of this that teachers keep talking about, this idea that we aren't raising the children. The children have.
Is it a village? There was some gal said it takes a village. I'm wondering if that guy, his name was Dad. I'm wondering if he was around. Whatever happened to him? Wonder what happened to Dad? Oh, the guy who said no a lot. I wonder if he might have something to do with this. All right, well, we'll continue on. But
have no parents, it seems like. There's something going on at home that is.
It's a Scooby-Doo. There's something going on. Isn't this great? There's something going on. 2025. Hey, did you notice The kids are getting a little rowdy. Something's happening at home. I wonder what it could be.
Making the child act so disruptive in the classroom and giving these teachers such a hard time to the point where they quit.
And keeping their hands to themselves. This year, I have been cursed at by both students and parents. I have been hit, punched repeatedly.
I mean, dropping the bullshit for a sec. If I ever hit a teacher, it'd be over. My day would be over. My old man would have killed me. There'd just be this, they like, what happened to Aaron? I don't know. I just ran away from home one day. Oh, why is that patch of grass doing real good over there? Got me. Why is that patch of grass like an 8-year-old boy? Like, it seems to be real doing right. God, just must have got more fertilized. I'd be gone. I wouldn't have been here.
And what hurts the most is the lack of support from the families when you...
I got it. Families. You make it sound like this is June and Ward Cleaver. Is it really June and Ward Cleaver? Come on. I want to know. Tell me. What percentage of the kids are raised in single mom households? That's why I want to know. And then I also want to know what percentage of these households where the dad is present are being raised by Minnesota dads, not men in Minnesota. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the stylized type of Minnesota fathers, right? The Minnesota father style of fathering, which is yes, here, whatever you like, present but absent. Those guys. That's why I want to know. Are we gonna get to this? We gotta bring that up.
Are telling them and explaining what their child did instead of asking you, are you okay? Or my child did what? They ask you, well, what did you do to make them upset? Or are there cameras in the room? The behaviors that I have had to put up with this year.
Did you know that Amazon
Really?
has a $50 million fund
you
that
gotta
they
be
have to
kidding me.
pay out every month? And here's how you...
Sorry.
Are behaviors that I have never experienced.
I could not imagine. I couldn't even imagine teaching, especially this generation. We see how they act.
This generation, I'll ask you, he's a young man, right? He's a younger man. She's a younger gal. She's a teacher. How y'all voting? Are you voting for fathers? Are you voting for discipline? Are we allowed to spank our children? Or are we doing it takes a village and we just need more WIC and a government check? It fascinates me. I got the switch right here. It's right here. We could introduce fathers into the world again. We could stop it with the government welfare program checks and all that. And saying, well, we could start shaming people and taxing divorced parents, like make them be nuclear. We could throw the switch right here and the lights go out in the Nakatomi Plaza. No, we don't know what it is. We don't know. Maybe he gets to it. This is a 25-minute video. I'm not going through the whole thing. I was just impressed with how long it goes on. And we're just, what could it possibly be? It's a Scooby-Doo mystery. Why are the kids acting up? Why are they feral? Where did the kids punch and throw? Why are they doing that? Let me guess. We gotta do something, damn it. Oh.
In the streets, we see how buck wild to be acting, even in the classrooms and all the fighting. It's expected behavior for like fights to be happening in schools or talking back to the teacher. I get it, but at this rapid of a rate, there is something going on. And what's more alarming,
what's going on? I wonder what it is. What could it be?
Is what these teachers always seem to have in common is that the parents are automatically coming to the defense of their reckless child because they don't want to be seen as an embarrassment, I guess.
Guys ready to go deep? Guys ready for some wild philosophical shit? The kids being raised today don't have dads, right? Right? Okay, so they're already feral. That's obviously that's my theory. That's my speculation. It was the plumber who did it with the lead pipe in the kitchen. Okay, that's my guess. But not only do you have kids not being raised by their fathers, their parents also not raised by fathers. And that's why nothing is their fault. And the parents are coming in to you and saying, it's your fault because they too were not raised by fathers. Because I'm going to guess somebody kept on voting a certain party to give everybody the free money so that there aren't any fathers in the household. I wonder which party that is.
I don't know, but that is a key sign of when you have bad students in the classroom. That's typically a reflection of what's going on at home, and these kids are acting out.
As a teacher, so far, I have cried so much, more than I have, like with all my teaching of years combined. I feel like
She can't be older than what, 26, you think? I mean, how many years? We're talking 4 years? Oh, you're raising feral children. How did you vote? It's what I want to know. Did you vote for policies that had fathers in households, enforced father rights? Or did you just vote in free shit for everyone and no responsibility and daycare programs? And was there, and that's just voting. How are we socially? Do we require a father be in the household? Or is it, what was that saying? It's been a whole 15 seconds I haven't heard it, but I've been hearing it since I was a kid. It goes something like, we don't need no man. I heard it. I can do it. My strong, independent, what? Huh. I wonder if there's any consequences to that. Huh. All right. Listen.
I have taken off so many days from my mental health because I have not been able to mentally or physically bring myself to school.
I actually believe her. I actually believe it. I'm on Teachers Week, major in dumb things, easy, avoid math. Yes, that's all true. I can actually see it if you're dealing with feral snot-nosed kids. And what are you teachers allowed to do? You can't spank them, right? Go to jail, right? Wonder where that touchy-feely bullshit came from. But I could see it. Yeah, no. I got a point here. I got a point.
I'm sorry, you can tell she work in the classroom and she talk to kids because this woman talks so damn slow. Y'all feel that way? I know it's a little bit of a tangent, but y'all feel like some of these TikTok stories and the people be talking, they talk so slow. They talk in like 0.5. Am I alone? Let me know in the comments below. I just had to say that because I'm sitting here like, speed it up. Let's get to the story.
Education is not in a good place right now. It's really bad. I have so many stories that I could talk about that I will be posting later.
She could make a mint. She's good looking. She knows TikTok. She knows she's good looking. All she would have to do is talk like my experiences as teacher, right? Every guy would tune in. Every teacher would tune in. She'd make a fortune. This guy, Amir is his name. He's got over 500,000 subscribers. This gal will have 1.5 million in like 2 weeks.
But it's time to go. It's time to go. Again, this was not an easy decision, but I do feel that it is necessary for myself and my own mental health.
I'm glad she's doing what she needs to do for her mental health, and I'm glad she's, taking a step back from teaching, but it does concern me, the state of our education. Again, I have another video coming out talking about the Department of Education and mainly what they don't do in our records of our school systems, but everything's just declining, unfortunately, regarding our public school.
I wonder why that is. Can't figure it out. Oh, well. You know what? You know who we need? We need to get Dr. Jill Biden. She has a PhD in education. She must know what's going on, right? You can have all these PhDs in sociology and early childhood education and regular age childhood education and older age childhood education. You got all these PhDs. They, with the hundreds of billions of dollars we spent over the decades of people getting PhDs and the billions of human hours of research, we must have an answer, right? Dr. Jill Biden can figure this out.
Whether it be from how well the students are learning, the grades that they have, and their behavior, again, which is mainly all reflective of what's going on at home. And
what's that? Keep going. Like, did you know there's this thing called home and kids come from it? It might have an effect on their ability to be students.
Not being able to raise a regular, decent child.
So let's
raise a child. Wonder, I'm going to quit here because we could continue on. And what the teachers, including this gal, are saying is not wrong. I have one question for you teachers, especially you millennial teachers. And the Zoomer teachers are coming up. How'd you vote? See, because here, this ain't a Scooby-Doo mystery. This is the facts. You voted for a political party that, whether you were aware of it or not, whether you did it maliciously or consciously or not, has destroyed the nuclear family. And it's done that by kicking the men out of the household, because it's very clear the Democrats have gone pro-women. That's fine. Of course, you want to be pro-women. You don't want to be, anti-woman or anything like that. But it's gone to such an extent, you've completely disregarded. And sometimes a lot of y'all hate men. You actually thought fucking with the system that has been with humanity for what? Before recorded history, a man and a woman getting together, married, nuclear family, you fucked with that. Conscious or not, you voted in a political party, the Democrats, to replace men with government checks, right? You don't require anyone to get married to be committed. You, in a what I would argue is a well-intended attempt to allow for freedom, allowing no-fault divorce, that's fine. But you didn't think of the kids, right? Husband and wife get married, they don't like each other, no-fault divorce, fine, as long as you don't have kids. Oh, you got kids? Guess what, motherfucker? Too bad. You guys get to put on an act till the kid's 18. Then you could get divorced. What did you think was going to happen when you removed the authority, if not the entire person known as the father, from the family? What did you think was going to happen? I cannot emphasize this enough. Yes, we all know broken homes, deadbeat dad, single mom. Yes, we all know that. It's not just that. It's also the present but absent father, the Minnesota dads who just are there, but they're ballast sacks of pussies who don't tell their kids no. And I know Phil Foster, I know Stefan Mullen, who will disagree with me, and they've researched it and all that, so I'm making this from a hypocritical point. Spank your fucking kids. Tell them no. And for all you Minnesota fathers out there, both living in Minnesota and not, tell your wife no. We're going to spank the children. I'm grounding the kid. Why? No. Well, I'll divorce you. Then you divorce me. You either support me on this shit or not. What? Remove the Democrat-Republican thing. What did you think was going to happen when we removed fathers from homes? Or you neutered them. What did you think was going to happen? It's real important. It's very important because these kids are getting an education. I can't imagine everyone else is getting as good of an education as they could get with the kids misbehaving because they ain't got no dads. But I'm surprised you millennial, right? Millennials always already skewed left, right, in the way you voted. And teachers, why, are you even allowed to vote Republican, or do they drag you onto the parking lot and shoot you if you do, right? You voted in your own demise. You voted this in. I'm fascinated where no one can think more than a step or two ahead of their choices and figure out what the consequences are. You're the ones shooting yourselves in the foot. I'm not saying you got to go bow down and worship Donald Trump, but Jesus Christ, stop voting for the party that replaces fathers. There is not going to, look, listen to me. There will not be an education industry, certainly not public education, without fathers. It's not going to happen. You'll have a babysitting operation. Everyone will be special education. Every kid will be special education. And a lot of you teachers don't want to do special education, although that's effectively what most of y'all are doing now. But there is not going to be a school where the kids are obeying and getting educated. What was it, Baltimore? Not one kid in 7 schools could read or do math at the level, like zero, because there's no dads. And I don't know where it's a real paradox for you guys, I guess, because your ultimate value is your politics, right? You don't give a fuck about much else. Oh my God, it's the Democrats and the socialists. I'm a good person. Okay, fine. Good. You're a good person because you said popular thing. Well, voting for that is preventing you from having your dream job as a teacher. Hang on. Let me look this up. Percent of teachers who quit. All right. In 1 year, 8.4% left. So, 5 years, it was something high. You're losing 8.4% of all your teachers every year? It probably is damn near half y'all quit by the time 5, 6 years in. Teachers burn out, why they quit. Serious problem. What's this? This is school head. Teacher burnout, 8%. 6%, 90%. What's problem? First year, well prepared, racial gap. There was a number. I can't find it. You need your kids to be well behaved. Your students, not your kids. You need your kids to be well behaved. That means there needs to be a dad. Start thinking about the way you're voting because you're voting against your own industry. At the end of the day, and half of you, I'm going to go with the halves today. Half of you are, I don't want to say flunking out, waking up and realizing the situation is untenable. And you're right. And you got self-respect. Absolutely. Dude, kid, I couldn't guarantee the safety of the kid. If some kid punched me, holy crap. A little 5-year-old, all right. But some middle school kid try to punch me? I'm sorry, your kid's in the hospital. I'll expect a lawsuit too. Oh, and by the way, let me see the father. Oh, he's in the hospital too. I wonder what happened. Like by that time, you're going to jail. No, I get it. Your arms are tied behind your back, but you caused this problem with your voting by voting to replace fathers. Did I make that clear? Is that clear enough? There's not much else to say. Check. Oh crap! No, let me. His name is Amir Odom. I have him linked below. He covers interesting things. It's kind of education related a little bit. Close out of that. Link below, I have a link to a book called Worthless, the Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. I strongly recommend all you young aspiring teachers don't go into the profession. Don't waste 4 years of your time, 5 with that license. Modern day American parents who were also raised without fathers are now raising this group of feral children. You are going to be a babysitter, but you don't have the right to discipline these children. It is an impossible situation. I would not go into the profession at all. If you want, go become a professor, maybe. Like, right, y'all become teachers because you don't want to do math. I get that. So you could become a professor, a social worker, although I guess you're dealing more with criminals there, but that's hot. You could, she's beautiful enough. You could get married and find a guy, he'll take care of you. You're hot enough, a guy would be like, yeah, I'll wife you up, have some babies. Yeah. All right, never mind. You could be a bartender. You could drive Uber. You could do literally anything else but impossibly babysit feral, disrespectful, ill-raised children. And so I have a book out there called Worthless, Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. It's 14 years old. Choose a life where you get paid and you're not getting assaulted. See, at least cops can respond with handcuffs and mace, even shoot if they have to. You're a teacher, you get punched, you can't do anything, right? Fuck that shit. Fuck that. Let's go to the super chats. Magnum Opus, $5. As a millennial, I used to rag on Gen Z until I realized millennial clowns are identical to Gen Z. No. See, I don't even really differentiate. Well, the only real difference culturally is Gen Z has been purely brought up on the internet. You guys haven't. But it's the same thing. We've officially become boomers. Yeah, everyone is becoming a boomer. No matter how much you claim to hate them and you were lied to, is that why you vote the exact same way and endorse the exact same thing and outsource your children to daycare known as the public schools? Magnum Opus, 10 generous bucks. Women are stressed. Oh, by the way, Magnum, I'll get to your request. I got it on the phone. Women are stressed emotionally, mentally from raising other people's kids and crashing out from taking on jobs that involve taking care of other people who aren't your fate. You're right, 100%. I'll one up you, Magnum Opus. You know what this whole, whether you're a teacher or a day school provider or a nonprofit, anything dealing with children, you're providing mothering services and you're getting taxed. You're paid to be a teacher or daycare provider, whatever. Doesn't matter. You're taking care of kids during the daytime, right? You're a babysitter in one capacity or another. So you're a mom to these kids, but you're getting paid for your labor, right? And now you get to pay taxes on it. Whereas if you just stayed the fuck home and raised your kids and homeschooled them, the kids would come out a hell of a lot better. And you love your children. You only got to raise one. Okay, maybe you get 3 or 4, depending on how many kids you have. You have one set of kids to raise that are your own. What if you just stayed home and homeschooled them? What if you raised your kids instead of raising some weirdo randos kids that you don't know who aren't prepared to be respectful to you? It's a great life you girls picked out with this feminist bullshit. It's great, man. You outsource motherhood to complete rando strangers. It's great. You're all a bunch of women raising other women's children so they can afford to pay other women to raise their children so those women can afford to pay other women to raise their children. It's a great setup you all got, and you're all getting taxed. You played yourself. Magnum Opus, $5. My mom never spanked me as a kid. Well, you should have. She just told me, I'm telling your father. Oh, yeah, I'm telling your father. And that was all the fear I needed to act right. Yeah, but he has to spank you at some point in time. There has to be the threat of physical violence. I'm not saying a broken arm, but a good old sting in your ass and the fear. But wait, father, you had one of those? Wet Willie's wet or water, $5. I'm not going to feel sorry for any teachers until the bulk of them grow a sack and Willie admit I'm ineffective at my job. They are and they aren't. Nearly all teachers go into education because they're 17-year-old kids who don't want to work hard. They want to avoid math, right? In that sense, they are ineffective. They're lazy people who don't want to work. That's it. At the same time, they are put in an impossible situation given the disrespectful kids that they voted for, which you could argue, yes, then you shouldn't feel sorry for. So I guess in a way, you're right. I'm like, well, you voted for that, right? I didn't vote for that. Yes, you did. You just didn't think about the consequences of your voting. You really didn't. Drew, $2. Teachers told me what I couldn't do in life. Teachers, I hate teachers more than bankers because they took more out of my life than the bankers did. That's how much I hate teachers. They were ineffective. They lied. They were mean. This is not my opinion. And they were wrong, especially my English teachers. Not a single of my English teachers, but a lot of them are dead probably by now. Not a single one of them know who I am. I was just a normal, standard, dumbass kid who already spoke and read English fluently, and so I didn't need to pay attention to them. But I want to tell all the English teachers out there right now, I flunked out of 7th grade English. I still don't know the difference between an adverb and an adjective. I don't remember what the diagramming of the sentences were, but fuck you. I'm actually quite a successful author. I've written more books than 99% of the English teachers because all it takes is one book, and you've written more books than any English teacher. You're fucking worthless beyond the 5th grade. Your jobs are all welfare jobs programs. Shut the fuck up. You should be grateful you even got a job teaching English in an English-speaking country. The fuck out of here. And your condescension to your students is disgusting. We don't need you. And just doing it on my own, I'm more successful at English, and literally 99.9% of you ever will be. And just shut up. Just shut up. Worthless, just genuinely worthless human beings. English teachers beyond the 5th grade. English comp, your freshman year in college. You got to have English comp. No, you're just another person with a master's degree who needs a job and can't find a job with your master's degree. So now we got to pay $200 of credit in tuition to employ your worthless fucking ass. Fucking parasite. I roll, therefore I am. 5 Canadian. Crusty old Gen Xer here. Holy shit, my father was not a strong figure, but I wouldn't have gotten away with anything remotely like this. Yeah. Yeah, usually the parents came down on the side of the teacher, like, what did you do wrong? Pointing at me. And then I'd like, I didn't do anything wrong. Empty, $2. Teach chemistry when he's at the 3rd grade level. You think kids are able at chemistry? Maybe some fun experiments, mementos, Diet Coke, sure. I don't think they understand molar conversions or valence electron configuration at that time. Iron Horse reviews. $5 out of surgery. Good for you, man. Watching you in recovery. Already got looks from 2 nurses. Laugh out loud. Things went well, but I have to do this BS again in 2 weeks. Lose the weight, man. We don't want to lose you. Get your stuff together. I need your super chats. I hope you do well healthily. Yeah, I'm totally fine. I hope he's well. Yes. Totally nothing to do with the super chats. Pringles can with veins, $5. The gals are leaving teaching for the same reason Catholic priests move around parishes. The breakups need distance to be effective. I know you're joking a little bit because what Rolo's up to 23, 24 now this year, where we've seen, God, has there even been a male teacher? I think it's been all female teachers having not acceptable relationships with their students, let's just say. And it's all female teachers. It's only, I think last I checked, there were 3 million teachers in the United States. And we're only up to 25 incidents of teachers having inappropriate relationships with their students. It makes headlines, shouldn't happen. I'd worry more about the national debt. Empty, $2. Most high schoolers are objectively illiterate. Yeah, if you had obedient children, I think these teachers could get them there. You don't have obedient children. Why? Because teachers voted to have dads replaced with government checks. They voted against the nuclear family. You voted against fathers. That's fine by me. These are not my kids. Just get them up to the point they contribute to my Social Security fund. Can you teachers do that at least? And you're not, by the way, teachers, male and female, your female cake, carrot versus the stick, cake versus spanking, touchy-feely, they just need more love and hug and understanding and therapy. Fuck you, it doesn't work. They need discipline and pain. That's what they need. They need discipline, pain, and punishment. Your perpetual positive reinforcement. Bribe the children with cake. We got a time out. You got a time out. I will spank you and you will limp in a circle for a week because your left butt cheek is just so swollen. I'm not the one getting hit by kids. I'm not the one that just pissed away 4 to 6 years in a degree and 2 to 5 years in a profession I'm never going back to. That's not me. I'm not the one failing the kids. Weight had nothing to do. Okay, good. All right. Want to make sure you're healthy then anyway. All right, that's it. Link below. Worthless. Young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right majors. There's a course that, I got a course. It's called The Dad You Never Had. I guess I should be thankful to you teachers. I really should be thankful. My company, Asshole Consulting, wouldn't exist if dads were around disciplining their kids. It wouldn't. I wouldn't have had so many requests come in that I had to put together a course called The Dad You Never Had that covers all the basic shit where I'm like, look, take this course first because you're probably missing a bunch of other shit. And then if you got some problems, we'll ask about you. We can address your individual questions. But you guys have fucked up these kids so much without dads and your bullshit going on at school. They come out of it so fucked, so unanchored to reality, so unprepared. Then they're dumped out in college and into the real world like, oh man, what's happening? Why am I not successful? I'm like, oh, you were lied to by literally every adult in your life. So I guess I should be thankful, but I do feel bad for these kids. even if they are brats and assaulting you, because they weren't prepared for in life by their dads. They didn't have dads. And their lives are going to be fucking hell, whether it's going to criminal court or juvie or bad relationships with people or unable to hold down a job. But at least you didn't have to spank and you said time out. There was none of the nastiness. Oh, touchy-feely. At least it felt good voting Democrat, right? It's more important you feel good than that the kids do good. Uber noob, $5. This is like watching the inflation under Biden. Sad, preventable, but ultimately vindicating. We don't need no bad all by myself, foot mouth. Yeah. Vote for free stimmy checks and all that which happened under Trump as well. If you want to go to money printing, go back to Bush Jr. Oh man, everyone loves the stimmy checks. They all love the free monies. And then they bitch and whine about inflation. Like, what did you think was going to happen when we increased the money supply 8 times in 12 years? I can't afford a house. Did you vote for free money? You did? Shut the fuck up. This is like talking, not you guys, but like talking to Tia, like explaining to a plant how inflation works. But free money, I know. But you see, then the money circulates and the price of everything go up. But free money. Yeah, just fine, man. Yeah, free money. Enjoy your car payment. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.